The topic for today's discussion is enhancing your profile within the business. So, what I am talking around it, what do we understand by this particular topic? It is, remember, the words to be stressed is your profile or your enhancing. So, basically, it is your influence. So, how we improvise on the influence as the pictograph shows around it. You should make a breakthrough efforts in increasing or enhancing your influence altogether within the business community, within the industry, and should I say about your career accordingly. So let us understand what we are going to discuss in today's presentation. What does managing by influence truly, and I say truly, mean? I would love to give you certain tips. Follow the tips, practice it, and if possible, perfect it to your requirement. And I'm sure you will do wonders for yourself in your career. Tips to be an effective influencer. There are basically 5 influencing style. Yes, we will be discussing them. Yes, we will be talking about the 5 steps to increase your influences, and probably exercise is something which I will leave it to your imagination and understanding. How do you go about practicing it? Remember, leadership is all about influencing and engagement. Leadership means to have a persistent obedience from your employees. And when I say your employees, they can be your peers too, they can be your subordinates too. In fact, if you have pertinent influence, some of your superordinates or but seniors would also comply to your request and keep your word for it. So let us understand the experiences exercised thereby, and definitely that is what we will be looking out altogether. Let us understand managing by influence as to what exactly we mean by it. What does it mean by managing by influences? Look at the pictograph it shows around here. Anybody who want to say yes is what the question around here. Everybody is going to against the notion that has been promoted, but nobody has a guts to even speak out here. Say what is it? I say no. He says, "Are you kidding?" It's the person is a timeout, time bomb altogether. It's a heavy burden. It's no all the way. But the positions, everybody is thinking negative and everybody is saying yes. Is this what the influence is all about it? What do you understand by managing by influences as the case might be? Remember, managing by influence means work influence. Is the way, is the ability to make a positive impact on others, be it in terms of your action, decisions, or point of view. Peers, employees, and leaders respect and seek influential professionals. The receiver determines your level of influences, thereby that comes around it. We need to understand time and again what is being said. We will be talking every now and then. Remember, the receiver determines your levels of influences, and real influences all is always been impacted upon and not to be created and not to be based on the status has been mentioned accordingly. Let me give you the 5 tips to be an effective influencer. Yes, what are they? Let us proceed with the tips. You will have to practice it. You may agree with me, but believe me, I have found it very, very relevant. People who disagrees are definitely going to be there, and but I will in totality will believe that mostly 90% of the time I am correct out here. Come what may. Say the influencing style. First and the foremost thing is being asserting. You insist that your ideas have to be heard upon. You challenge the ideas of the others, that what we are looking into it. Second point is be convincing. First and foremost, believe in yourself. First, you have to put your ideas, offer logical, rational reasons to convince others to you come to your point of view. Negotiating, you look for compromises and make concession to reach outcomes that satisfy your greater interest. And when I say greater interest, is the goal which is overarching than the self-interest. If the goal which is influencing is going to influence the whole community per se, the society per se, and that is what negotiation is all about. It making them see the thing from your angle, from your prism. So I repeat, the first style is being assertive. The second one is be convincing and persuasive. Third one is all about being negotiating. In case people differ from you, try to negotiate with them, try to come to an agreement. Now how do you go about it is the fourth step is bridging. Now this is where you are basically acting on your network, building upon your relationship and connecting it with pertinent powerful uh, persons within the community, within the business profile, and understanding their working style, thereby building some sort of coalitions and formation of a party and bonding it over across an across. The last step, which I say is inspiring, is what we always go about it. You advocate your position and encourage others to see your point of view. That is what is been done and how we are going to go across with it. The five style, I repeat, is what we have been saying: assertive, convincing, negotiating, bridging, and inspiring. That is what needs to be done every now and then. Now the question comes around: which of them is the best? Which of them is the most effective? Which of them is actually being very successful? I again want to put it to the question back onto the audience. Not every style will be as effective, because let us understand we all have different personalities, and based on the personality you have to tune your style altogether, and that is the reason why a particular style has to be negated upon, discouraged, or probably encouraged, as the case might be. Let us understand the five steps to increase your influences. Number one, understand your style, your influencing style. What is the dominant style? Are you a people person? Are you bit task oriented? Are you a type A personality? Are you a type B personality? What is that drives you? Do you apply the same style, same thing in every situation, what come what may? Situation which involves known actors, situation which are absolutely in front of complete strangers, do you apply the same style? And if you don't know, the influencer style assessment by Vital Smart would actually help you out to go around it. It's available in Google. Please download it and go by your style. It's a questionnaire which is based on objective fashion, and it will tell you what is your style, what is your personality profile. So take stock of your situation. Who are your critical stockholders? Who needs to be won over? Now that is what you need to understand. Who are the people are the most go-to person who will make things happen, who will ensure that the ball rolls in the right direction, and to understand that style that may work best with to your advantage. If it is a CEO, use data. If it is you any other person, use logic, expertise, or peer bridging, gapping, negotiating, maybe best at best. Utilize the MIR model or the MIR model. Essentially, it is managing interpersonal relationship. Remember, interpersonal relationship is all but nothing about, or it's all about forming bonds. That is what interpersonal relationship is all about. It's nothing less than forming a network, having a strong network that has been mentioned out there. Let us understand the gaps. The third steps to increase your influences is identify in which you are not doing good. Identify the areas in which is completely under your parameters, under your competence belt. Figure out what you are in solid ground. What are the most common thing that is going to for a win-win solution? What are the benefits? Try to find out the benefits and sell them the idea. Understand where you need to shift gears and use a different approach as and when. So it need not be assertive at times. You need to go with negotiating, or you should be need to go as to forming a bond, and that is what we look into it. So identify the gaps. Now that is the gaps wherein you need to understand which are your good points and which are the common points. The good points and the common points needs to be amalgamated so that everybody benefits in the long run. Remember, that is what we are looking for. Now the fourth step is all about development. After, if you have identified the gaps, find the ways to resolve those gaps. Incorporating your influencing style. Could it be an internal mentor, someone you have seen at the exhibit those skills or workshop, role play or pitch your thing that comes around it as you build your capabilities and confidence. Move on to the higher stake scenarios. As the way it goes around it, we are looking for mitigating any kind of issues or resolving any kind of problem as on when on basis. Let us understand the fifth steps. Remember, the fifth steps is all about exercise, all about practice, all about patience, all about having a higher EQ or emotional quotient. Just start out with the lowest of all the stake situation. Try it out your style. Test your style. If you are successful, now go for the bigger chip. Target a person situation where you like to achieve a certain outcome. Think through the influential style that will work best in that situation and give it your best responses thereby. This is what we call the 5 steps of your influences, as the case might be. Remember, when your title isn't enough, when your authority doesn't speaks up, now this is the time when you are going to be judged as far as the personality style or the influencing style goes about it. Personal influence is essentially a leadership skill. Remember, there are 3 types of influential tactics: logical, emotional, and cooperative. One is a logical tactics where in which it tells people to rhymes with the reason, to go with the flow, to go with the logic. You have to contemplate what are the logical outcomes and how does it comes around it. Is it going to affect somebody in negative light or portray a positivity among the people around here? That is what we are looking for it. Let's say the emotional appeal connects your message all the way around it. We are looking for connection of the messages to the goals and the projection then and there. We are looking for cooperativeness. Yes, that is what, when things are not looking the emotional way, we need to find out certain common grounds which are helping you out all together to serve the proposal. Working together to accomplish a mutually important goal is what the pertinent thing is all about it. Yes, we know there are 3 styles. The best style is the logic style, then comes the emotional style, and if not, the emotional style is the win-win situation of working together in tandem with one another. And that is what I call the cooperative style. So, did I speak about the influential style? Essentially 3 types of influential style that we are looking to speak around it, and it is up to you to choose which of the style that suits you. Yes, we will actually happen, and I'm sure things are going to go in the right directions eventually. Bringing it all together, this is the exercise that I keep on saying around it with all of you, and you need to go about one by one at a time. That is what we have to talk around it. What is your natural style? Considering the situation that you want to influence, you come up with a particular style, validate which style should be used, understand the audience and the situation thereby. This is very important. Plan your approaches. What are you trying to influence? In what order you want to influence it in the first place? Pick up a partner, role play, give a feedback to each other that comes around it. Yes, this is the outcome that has been desired upon. This is the outcome that we all aspire to achieve it, bringing it all together. Remember, go start small and increase your stake little by little. Try to convince a person all together by the desired outcome. If you are getting the desired outcome, with respect to your similar influence style, can impose upon it in a different context. This time the stake been a little bit bigger, and I'm sure with the passage of time you are going to build confidence in yourself to handle eventually any sort of situation. Let us understand leadership. We are talking about nothing but influencing and engagement. Yes, this is the crux of the thing. Remember the topic, it is managing by influencing. It is basically enhancing your profile in the business that we talk around it. So connect with the lead. Then probably first thing what you have to go say so is first make a connection with your peers, within your business, be it their superordinate, be it your subordinate, be it your peers, be it anybody and everybody. Everyone in the stakeholders, as a leader, you should be acceptable to everyone then, and they should be perceiving you to be a strong person at the same time, are in madly in love with you people. Projecting warmth is the key to having an influence. Leaders who rate low in likability are one in about 2000 chances of being regarded as effective person to be understood. The likability quotient is what we are looking into it. People should be making you acceptable. People should be approachable to be considered as a leader who try to immediately project strength, run the risk of instilling a counterproductive fear in every people they want to inspire. Without the foundation of trust, a company employees may comply outwardly with the leader's wish, but they are much less likely to comply privately to adopt the values, cultures, and mission of the organization in a sincere, lasting way, which causes disengagement. Now, what matters most isn't where someone ranks within the company, but how well that person understands that mobilizes the informal network needed to affect the change that we are looking into it. Yes, that is what is true that we talk about it. Now, let me distinguish between managers and leaders. Remember, managers are and ascribed to the position. It's the formal structure of an organization, whereas leaders may not be ascribed to a particular position. So, let us understand managers are related person to a positions altogether as on when on basis has been mentioned out here. Rely on the authority. Authority is bestowed by the distribution of the resources or the accumulation of the powers that a person possesses because of the position. Having compliant subordinates, probably this is a formal position. People are supposed to show a certain amount of respect, use command and control techniques, as in when I say control technique is the distribution of resources that has been bestowed upon him, follow prescribed procedures, rule, policies, and regulation, which is supposed to be a level playing field, and the rules and procedures are little bit a wee bit in favor of the super with a person at an authoritative position and have been given the manager's role, play it safe. Whereas leaders, absolutely, there are no ascribed position. They are related to person, in, use influence beyond authority, have committed followers altogether. Now, since this is ad hoc position all by themselves, it is not by the desired by the organization, but probably prescribed by the followers or the employees, use interpersonal influences, do more than what is actually been prescribed, and employ creativity and innovations to all sort of problem, take the leadership role and are willing to take their responsibility risk as we go ahead with it. This is what the leaders versus managers characteristics are all about it. Remember, managers are a formal position where a leader may be formal, but usually are informal position that comes around it. So let us understand in the very last slide before I sign it off for your understanding. It's just spend a few minutes thinking of what was the experiences that you have had where as a leader, peer, or direct report did a great job influencing, and if they did so, what they did do. Please understand what experiences you have where a leader, peer, or direct reportee had done a great job influencing, coming up with a certain solution. Is it an out of box situation? Is managing an emotion? It is being pertinent. It is being rational, logical. What? How did it do it? What did they do it? And if you have are able to answer this question, I am sure you have already found your way to manage your profile, to enhance your profile in the business altogether. With this, I sign off this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.